Hi, this is BZ Writer, and I am here today to let you guys hear my answer to a question I got through like two people. What do African Americans think about Koreans doing hip hop and R&B in Korea or here in America? Pause, so I can let you see that screen. Boom. Okay. So, here's my response. Now, if you want to add comments or send, because I do have Anonymous on for all you wussies, um, just go ahead and put it down there, whatever. But here's my thoughts on the situation. I don't care. I actually am kind of flattered that there's a race out there who that's like millions of miles away that's actually interested in our dance and our music. I'm sometimes not even interested in our own dance and music. I mean, like Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne, you make me so tired. You're doing the same stuff. But anyway, as I was saying, back to what I was talking about. I'm happy that there's a race out there that's interested. I feel like it's flattering. I mean, you're interested in my music, you're interested in my people. That's great. Now, it can be funny to watch in general. It's hilarious. It's like anything. It's like seeing anyone trying to speak the language that they don't understand or don't have a complete hold on. It's always going to be entertaining and funny. And if you don't think so, you're a liar because you laugh when they turn their back. But I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people are aware, but in Japan, there's this style. You know how they always have their J pop style, J rock style. They have B style, which is literally Asian, Japanese women and men who emulate. They tan their skin, they get darker, they think being black is beautiful. They love like Eve. They love like they know more about black music than I do. And stuff like that. They listen to it, they tan their skin, they get their actual hair microed. They microbraid their hair. Wow. Stuff like that. They spend money on our clothes. Well, on the clothes that look like our clothes. You know, they've made money off of selling black. And, when America, white America, I guess I could call it. I don't want don't want my Caucasian followers to leave, but this is a pro black female page, just so you know. But there is no way in heck that you can't be proud of that. I'm proud. I hate the fact that America would have you think that that doesn't happen. Like you should stay in your house and not leave because people don't do it. People are because for them the concept of racism doesn't really exist. I mean, yeah, they're going to be no more nervous around what they're fed, which is MTV shows. I could not believe when I heard this, but apparently in Korea or a lot of Asian states, if they see an American show, it's stuff like um 16 and Pregnant and like all of the most stereotypical ridiculous shows they get, but they don't get any of the stuff that would promote that we're educated or smart or anything like that. Now, if you watch music videos and of course you do more research, you'll find more stuff. It's the internet. It's not dead. But just to realize how you think like I know a lot of people who are like African American and were like, should I do study abroad? I don't know how it'll be received, and then other people were like, fuck it, I'll go, I don't care, and then they had a great time. It's all about where you're raised to. Like if you're raised I'm different. Germany 12 years. And then I moved to a place where it's a military community pretty much. So it's not a lot of difference. There's so many different races and mixes and floods and I married this person was married to this person and it's so crazy and mixed up that there really isn't a place where I'm like, oh wow, black here, white there, Asian here, Hispanic over there. It's not really like that. So there's no really for you to sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm black now. Oh, I got these people. Yes, the emphasis on color when I got here was definitely like black man, white man. Like it was like white men and black men became like I don't know. It feels like I'm saying the N word and then saying the C word. I don't know. Can you say the C word? Like, is that appropriate? I don't know. Anyway, so like it was like black and white, 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 black and white. It was like I was like, and then when people would see me, they go, "Oh, girl, you red bone." what does that even mean? I'm pretty sure my bones are white. I mean, after you wash the blood off of them. But why would you want to take my bones out of my body to make them red? Like stuff like that. Like, it's scary, the contemplation. Or, girl, you yellow. I'm yellow? For a minute there, I thought I had jaundice or something. I was like, I'm yellow. I actually was like, what? And then they were like, Asian people are yellow. I've never seen an Asian guy yellow. I mean, I've seen that god awful, great, not awful, but like it's awful for me because then I'm just staring and want to eat it. Sorry, but like their skin gets that golden color, like the good ones, not the pasty ones, but the good ones. They get that golden crisp. I just got sat in the oven for 2 hours. Like everything is golden and it's like clear and there's no markings. And if they have that one like black tattoo that's either like a dragon or like something else or American or something, and it's just like hot black, only black, no color. And either their hair, I like either all short or long. I don't like that whole like maybe in between, but I don't like none of those like shave my side of my head, like G Dragon thing with added weave stuck on with color. No, I don't do that. I don't do that whole Skrillex hairstyle. I mean, it's cute on girls, which you would think crazy. You would think I hate it on girls, but I actually like it on girls. I just don't like it on guys too much in general. But then again, maybe I'm weird. But yeah, I'm weird. But it's just like, like yellow, that's not yellow, that's gold. What are you talking about? And like it's just anything. Like so many people are so caught up with race here. Like why? It's not a definitive of how I act. I'm light skinned, I've heard. I just thought I was brown. There's a lot of like when people say, "How did this person have a baby? You're light. How did your parents have you?" I'm just like, have you seen the African American genetic coding mix up in the beginning? I mean, like, there's so many races, and like, let's be clear, plantation owners were not just all white. You had German plantation owners, Russian plantation owners, French plantation owners, Indians in our country, Spaniards in our country, the Mexicans, the Argentinians. You have like you got all these people, English, Swedish, Scottish, Irish, Chinese, Ireland, Eastern, Middle Eastern, blah blah, coming to this country because it's America. Boom, pow. Just threw that out there. America. And you have people sleeping with each other. Nah, I hate doing this up. It was like, oh, it's derogatory. But you got all these plantation owners or their overseers getting all frisky because they see a black woman and like, oh yeah, I can sleep with her. So they go rape a black woman or a slave, and she just happens to be light skinned, and then her son decides to marry a dark skinned woman, and it just keeps going and going, and that dark skinned woman has a white man in her family, and it just keeps going and going. And then so to be completely honest, the melanin in our skin could come from any genetic code because it's so effing like literally our race, I would say, was actually created eventually. Like people always get kind of mad, like I'm not, yeah, no. When you compare an African American bone structure, blood, face structure, just in general, all the scientific blah blah blah. I don't go to your science teacher and quote this shit stuff, but like you can't go and be like, oh, I'm just like the African from Africa, because you're not. You're not. Your food intake is different. Your breeding is different. They bred us. Oh, she got good teeth. Oh, she knows to be smart. I need a smart slice. Get that with smart man. We were bred. We did everything that Hitler was attempting to do. Well, I mean America. I'm American, aren't I? So America did everything Hitler did in a cruel yet crazy accident. And it's not like when they brought Africans over here, all the Africans came from the same place. Yes, they came from the general area, but they did the league when they started taking Africans from places that weren't like in the beginning, from what I know of history, they were taking Africans from places that were they were being like sold. You were being sold. So let's say from the beginning, Africa was selling pre registered slaves. Let's say that they were selling pre-registered slaves. Okay, these people have been slaves to this person. They've been slaves for generations. They knew how the system worked. They were not going to be scared or sad or thrown off a boat. They were just what they were. They were going to go all die style. What happened is American traders. So really, you can't blame all America. You can only blame the traders who got greedy, especially after Britain made slavery illegal. Um, they started going inland and getting greedy and taking people who weren't geared to that weren't registered slaves. They were people, women who were walking around, or men who were walking around, sons and daughters who were walking around. So that means that you could have been an East African, your ancestor could have been East African walking around about to go take some water back home, and they grabbed her, and then got the North African and got the South African, and you got someone that was actually Middle Eastern but really dark skinned. You know, it's like Egypt. Those are African people. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa, just like America. So you would see Tennessee, USA. So it's Egypt, Africa. Boom! Did I blow your head again? I know. This real stuff, it does that to you. So anyway, my point is, did I have a point? What was my point? Okay, my point is that if I take out all the race and all the typical upset angsty, no, I don't care that you want to dance to my music. No, I don't care you want to see my music. But please don't act like you are the best out there when you know you're copying something that comes from an entire race. Okay, I'm not gonna say every big black woman can sing. I'm not gonna say every tiny black woman can dance. I'm just going to say that know what you're doing when you do it and don't offend people when you realize that you're doing something that's not even from your race. Oh, and please, I can't answer this enough. Dancing requires soul. If you ain't got soul, then you can dance perfectly all you want to, but it just doesn't draw me. I know people will watch, like I'll watch a lot of the auditions and stuff and they'll be like, "Oh, she's so great. She's so good." But I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. I'm like, oh, she's great, but I'm getting sleepy. When is this going to end? If anything, the only thing I would say, the only caustic thing I could say about the Koreans when it comes to them emulating anything that's African American, they're missing the story that makes that dance great. They're missing the soul that would make that action pull, the grit, the thing that drags along your skin. It's what makes a song epic. It's like Unbreak My Heart by Whitney Houston or Beyond, no, wait, Jennifer Hudson singing I'm Telling You, or any of the great artists that are not African American or any other race. A lot of people on this side have it. I don't, or British people have it, but like Adele, like Estelle and Adele, both of them. Wow, their names so similar. But grit, it's not something you can just be given. It's not something that can be trained into your skin. This is why sometimes I get a little bit angry at K-pop fangirls because sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, so you want them to be cussing and stuff?" I don't want them to cuss. I don't want them to lose what they're good at, which is K-pop. But like anything, I like something that when I hear it, it feels like, "Oh my God, I gonna put this in my iTunes. I'm gonna make this my ringtone." I mean, yeah, it's rare for that to happen, but I've switched ringtones like I switch shoes, which is crazy because I have a good amount of shoes. But music has to have feeling. It cannot be 1-2 hit. I mean, no one enjoys 2 minutes of anything. But, it has to be more than just that. So, if anything, I would say they need to get some grit. They need grit like I need a new car. They need grit. And that's the only thing because from my mom's generation, all they're going to say is that you're copying. They're like, oh, look, that's nice. They're copying us because you don't have none of that grit. It's like you gotta live on the streets to get the grit. Not that I'm saying you gotta cuss, you gotta smoke weed, you gotta do nothing. You don't have to do all that. But there's no soul, and if you're not putting your heart into it, then we can't feel it because African American see you do something African American, it's like, well, they missing out. They ain't got no soul, and that's what you gain from doing barbecue. From what what the African American community is, the grit of going out into the yard with your grandparents and your mom, your dad's cooking some beef on the patio, and that song comes on. Working by Dolly Parton, mind you. Working 9 to 5, working hard to make a living. And you're just sitting there dancing and getting it, and your grandma's like, "Oh, this is my jam," or some Marvin Gaye comes on, and your dad's like, "Ooh, why?" Like that whole, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh," Oh my God, I'm making ape sounds. Hold up. But like that whole groove, 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 groove. You grow up doing that. It's same for any American. That traditional stuff gives us the soul that I think a lot of people on the other side of the pond don't have. So, any comments, questions, or concerns? BZ Writer will answer them in writing because I'm not really good at this talking stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed my very first video. And that's it. Crazy Ink Rap. Pieces. Deuces.